All right, folks, gather round once again and let me ask you something. What's the craziest thing you've ever heard about a YouTuber? Maybe they got canceled for some drama, or maybe they pulled off some wild prank. Maybe they did something so stupid it left your jaw dropped on the floor. But I promise you nothing, and I mean nothing, comes close to this story that I'm about to share. This is the story of Goatis Lagun from Latvia, a Latvian YouTuber that turned shock value into an art form. It's so twisted that it borders on the verge of the surreal. Now, picture this: raw meat diets that defy every notion of modern nutrition, public stunts that involve raw animal organs, and bizarre rants against cooked food, as if it were humanity's ultimate downfall. But that's just scratching the surface. We're even talking acid attacks on human beings. So horrifying, folks, that it sounds like scenes from some horror movie that you've watched. Molotov cocktails hurled in fits of rage, and conspiracies so outlandish they make flat earth theories look pretty lame. So what I'm saying is, this isn't just another internet drama. It's a complete descent into chaos and darkness. It will feel like it's scripted from the darkest corners of some lunatic's imagination, and it was. So once again, folks, buckle up, because this one's gonna be a wild ride, and that's not an exaggeration. A story so unbelievable, you will have to remind yourself that it's real. So I want to start with Goatis himself. Picture this: a wiry guy with long, sun-bleached blonde hair held back in a ponytail, his face so weathered that he looks like he's probably spent more time outdoors than indoors, shirtless and barefoot in the middle of a dense, dark forest. Kind of sounds like one of my cousins from
South Carolina.
We might know somebody like this in our lives. I think we all know somebody that resembles this character. And if you don't, then you know somebody that knows somebody that may be related to somebody like this. He ain't no winner chicken dinner, put it that way. But he's not just your run-of-the-mill nature enthusiast. Nope, this man is out there standing stock still, arms outstretched like he's some kind of woodland prophet, and he's staring directly at the freaking hot blazing sun as if it holds some secret to the universe. And here's the big kicker: he genuinely believes that it does. To him, sunlight isn't just light. It's a celestial data stream, a cosmic Wi-Fi signal sent from God himself, beaming divine knowledge straight into his melon. Yep, you heard it right. This guy essentially thinks sunlight is broadband for your soul. But that's only the beginning of this bizarre saga. Goatis didn't always live on the fringes of dietary extremism. He started out as a clean-cut vegan and a clean-cut vegan influencer. He would promote plant-based living with all the zeal of somebody that was converted completely to veganism. Then seemingly overnight, he did a complete 180 and became the poster child for hardcore carnivorism. And when I say hardcore, I mean next level hard freaking core. Forget steak or grilled chicken, man. The guy devours candy like it's raw meat. Wait, scratch that, reverse it. He devours raw meat like it's candy. And we're talking raw brains glistening on his plate in the hot sun. Slimy liver straight out of an animal carcass. And his piece de resistance, year-old rotting meat he affectionately calls high meat. That's right, high meat. Imagine chunks of decaying flesh stored in jars for months until they reek of death itself. And this dude eats it with gusto, claiming it gives him an otherworldly euphoric high that no drug can replicate. If that doesn't make your stomach churn and your jaw drop, just hang tight, my friends. Just hang tight. It only gets more stomach turning from here. Now,
Goatis
didn't just stop at bizarre dietary habits. His personal life is more what we're talking about, and this is where things start to get downright bizarre, downright sinister, an unsettling spiral into chaos that reads like a thriller. And then enters Diane, a sweet young woman from the Netherlands who fell for his charm, only to find herself trapped in a nightmare. Now, Diane's story begins with a romance, but quickly devolves into terror, as you probably guessed. And she also shares a child with Goatis, enduring what she later describes as an abusive, controlling relationship. Her eventual escape from him was supposed to be her lifeline, but it turned into something far more darker, way more ominous, and extremely insidious. One fateful day, Diane is simply wheeling her trash cans out to the curb when, bam! A chilling ambush unfolds. Out of nowhere, two strangers appear. A man armed with a metal pipe and a teenage girl giggling as she hands him a bottle of acid. The attack is brutal. Diane is struck repeatedly, her body battered and burned by the acid, leaving her with injuries so severe she nearly loses her arm and her eyesight. The sheer horror of the moment is compounded by Diane's certainty about the mastermind behind all of this, her ex-boyfriend
Goatis.
But the twisted tale doesn't end there. Allegedly,
Goatis
was not acting alone. His new girlfriend at the time, another raw meat enthusiast named Primal Bell, and her ex-husband were implicated in orchestrating this heinous attack. And if that's not enough to make your jaw drop, there's Kathleen Richards, a Canadian woman who married
Goatis
and later fled to an embassy, claiming that he was plotting Diane's murder. This tangled web of conspiracies and violence paints a picture so dark it feels almost unreal. A descent into madness is, to say the least, an understatement, and definitely fueled by obsession and just downright cruelty. The acid attack was not the end of Diane's nightmare. No, it was only the beginning of a harrowing saga that would push her to the brink. About 6 months later, in an act of sheer terror, someone hurled not one but two Molotov cocktails into her home under the cover of darkness. Flames erupted with ferocity, and it darn near turned her whole world, could have turned her whole world into ash. One of the firebombs landing horrifyingly close to her young son's bedroom. The thought alone enough is to send chills down your spine. But by some miracle, neither Diane nor her son were hurt. Still, the message was unmistakable. Whoever was behind this wasn't just trying to scare her. They wanted her dead. They wanted her gone for good, erased from existence. Meanwhile, Goatis and his enigmatic accomplice, Primal Bell, were allegedly on the run across Europe. They were weaving a trail of chaos while vehemently denying all involvement to all of this madness. Yet, even in hiding, their their bizarre online presence thrived. Yeah, picture this. Grainy, unsettling videos of Goatis ranting with wild eyes and an almost cult-like fervor about raw meat diets and unhinged conspiracy that seemed plucked right out of a dystopian fever dream. And if you thought that was strange, it gets darker. He claims to drink human blood, and he was claiming it at the time for its so-called nutritional benefit, describing it with an eerie reverence as if it were some forbidden elixir. Cooking food,
According to Goatis,
it wasn't just unhealthy, it was a satanic act, a sinister ploy designed to enslave humanity and to strip away its primal essence. These weren't just videos, they were windows into a mind spiraling into an abyss of delusion and extremism. So where does this leave us, folks? I know where it leaves Diane. She's still clawing her way back from the physical and emotional wreckage. But let's be real. She's living in constant fear, always looking over her shoulder, wondering if the next attack will come when she least expects it. Her injuries may be healing, but the scars, both visible and invisible, are a cruel reminder that her nightmare is far from over. And Goatis, oh, he's still out there, stirring the pot like some twisted mix of a cult leader and internet troll. His online presence is as polarizing as ever, with followers who hang on to his every word like he's some kind of raw meat messiah. They're lapping up his bizarre philosophies, despite the mountain of allegations that are stacked against him. But here's another kicker. What drives someone to go this far? Is it the intoxicating allure of fame? The kind that allows people to feel untouchable? Or maybe it's power, that sweet taste of control over another person's mind and their actions. Then again, maybe it's just plain madness, a descent into chaos and the darkest abyss, so deep that there's no way back. Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure. This wild ride is not slowing down anytime soon, because the story feels like a powder keg waiting for its next spark. And honestly, everyone that he's involved with is just waiting for the explosion. So it does get deeper than this, but this program is based on getting the gist of things in just a few minutes. So if you want to dive deeper into the case, you can, and you can share your thoughts of maybe what I didn't explain, maybe some stuff I left out in the comments section below. Kind of give us all an idea of what's going on. If you live in the same town as this guy, if you know who he is, if you're very familiar with the case, let us know the details on it. Let's face it, stories like these, they are the kind that make you question everything you think is sane and normal and everything you thought you knew about human behavior. I mean, what drives someone to go from eating raw squirrels on the street to allegedly masterminding acid attacks and Molotov cocktail chaos? It's peeling back the layers of a twisted onion. Every layer gets weirder and darker. So what's your take? Is this just pure fame chasing, some kind of warped ideology, or just plain insanity? Whatever the answer is, one thing is for sure, the rabbit hole just goes deeper, and the world can be pretty strange, downright terrifying sometimes. Don't hold back, drop your thoughts below, smash that subscribe button so you can continue to get my dark and strange files. And let's continue to keep digging into the madness together. Stay safe out there, folks. Stay away from squirrel head eating maniacs. And remember, I will see you in the next file.